Interview. Many of us often dread an official interview where the interviewer is possibly looking for a best fit. What we fail to understand is that giving the right interview is all about, cracking the interview is all about being truthful and honest. You also have to, possibly sell yourself to the extent that you have to market yourself well, and you need to understand the requirement. Without understanding the requirement, if we decide to face the interview, then we are bound to fail. So, one of the most dreaded questions in the interview is, why should we hire you? When the interviewer or the organization asks you this question, I have seen many people breaking out into a cold sweat, because they don't really know why they should be hired. Well, the answer is very simple and straightforward actually. And so we need to delve into how to answer this question, why should we hire you? Let's try and address the all important question, why should we hire you? So, when an employer asks you this question is open ended actually. You should basically use this opportunity to market your skills, should actually talk about your plus points and the things which work for you and work for that particular role. So, if you have prior experience in what you have applied for, go ahead, talk about it and actually showcase your strengths, your abilities, okay, and make sure that you put your best foot forward by talking about your prior experience related to that skill. Now, the second thing here would be that you need to understand the job description well and indicate why you are the best fit. There will be two reasons for that. One is you have the knowledge of that skill set, and the second would be the attitude that you need to pull off that job. So, you have to talk about both these aspects. Okay, but while doing all of this, be humble and in your language or in your conduct, don't show arrogance at any point. So basically, why should you be hired or why should we hire you? This question should revolve around marketing your skill set, talking about how you are the best fit as per the job description, third element, your prior experience, and obviously your attitude without really being arrogant. So let's understand the specifics of how you could frame sentences around this thought process and answer this question. Your answer could have some of these sentences which indicate that you are the right person for the job. For instance, I have gone through your job profile. I feel, given my experience and my personality, I fit in perfectly in this framework, and so I have the necessary skills to execute the job effectively. While I bring with me past experience and knowledge in this particular area, yet I'm open to learning what your organization has to offer in terms of specific learnings pertaining to this domain. So basically, by saying this sentence, you have eased off the recruiter and told him that you're open to learning while you're already experienced. So that shows a humble approach while being knowledgeable. Apart from this, I'm a goal oriented person and I'm always very particular that I take any task to its logical conclusion. And this attitude has always held me in good stead. So basically, you have clubbed, your personality, you have also brought in your prior experience and made sure that you have indicated to the recruiter that you're the best fit for this job. It could also depend upon the area for which you have applied for this job. So the answer will vary depending upon the domain. So if you're a technical expert, then obviously you carry the expertise. So talk about that, as a specific plus point or a major plus point. As a technical expert, my knowledge and expertise in this area will definitely help me because I have hands-on experience in working in this domain. Or for that matter, if you're an HR professional and experienced one at that, or for that matter, you're a professional in the HR domain, but you don't have the necessary experience that the job demands, yet you can bring the attitude or the skill sets to the table. So you can say that I am a people's person, I'm very good in interpersonal skills, I'm great in working with ambiguity, because in HR profession we don't have everything predefined. So we need to be able to deal with ambiguity possibly on a daily basis. So it's important to highlight these skills if you're a fresher. And of course, if you have handled possibly team engagement or recruitment or other domains in HR, and that's what you have applied for, so talk about those experiences at length so that you sound like someone who comes from a place of knowledge. Your closing line and your opening line often make a very significant impact when you're putting your thoughts across. So always end on a positive note with a very effective closing line. Normally, we end our conversations or possibly our presentations or our speech abruptly, and the listener is wondering, oh, is it over? So you could add a line by saying that all this makes me an ideal candidate for this particular job profile. Okay, you can even in this particular aspect talk about the organizational structure or possibly the strength of the organization. If it's something that you are always aspiring for, add that line in saying that I really look forward to working in an organization considering its storied history or considering its reputation, or for that matter it might be a pioneer in that field. So you can bring in that element saying that it's a great opportunity for you. However, having said all of this, close with an effective, impressive line. In this particular question, why should I hire you or why should this company hire you? You can close this question by saying, all of the above, I believe, makes me an ideal candidate for this profile. Okay, while conducting yourself in any interview, some of the obvious assumptions are that you are confident, you carry a warm personality, and you're not startled by questions. In fact, you welcome questions. So, normally it's not a monologue, and people tend to interrupt you and ask you more questions. Don't be rattled by it. Take your time, take the question in, process the question, and with a smile, as far as possible, answer these questions. That is when you come across as a confident individual. Otherwise, your body language is something that defeats the purpose. And even if you're very, very talented or knowledgeable and apt for the job, your body language or your lack of confidence could destroy it for you. So these are some things which are a must have before you go for any interview. An interview is a very important aspect or very important thing to face when we are trying to progress in our career, and it could be a career defining moment for us. So you always need to be prepared for an interview. In our interview series, we plan to bring more questions to the table which will help you understand how to answer in a confident and professional manner when faced with an interview.